I'm Trevor Alonso, and I'm going to talk about the movies and games that came out during DC Fandome. So, I'll say this, I'll kind of be short on everything and not go into real depth, or at least I'll try not to, because a lot came out today. And this is a lot better than the Comic-Con online. For those of you who don't know, DC did their own convention online. It's DC Fandome. You can still see it on their website. All the trailers and teasers did go onto YouTube, so that's nice. And this is a lot better than the Comic-Con online that happened that was just all on YouTube and came out almost all day, but it was kind of weird. Like, if you subscribe to Comic-Con's YouTube channel, your phone would be going off all day or every few minutes. Here on DC Fandome, you can pick what you wanted to know about, and it'll only tell you about that, instead of telling you about everything. I'm gonna guess that D23, that's gonna be online, and that's probably gonna copy this more than the Comic-Con. Alright, so let's get into this. The Wonder Woman 1984 panel. That was great. They're still coming out in October, only in theaters, which now we're getting more theaters open and more drive-ins. So they probably feel like they can make more money, but there's still a lot of people that aren't going to go to theaters, and we'll still see if it gets changed again, which hopefully it doesn't. They did drop a new trailer, and it looks really great. It still kind of tells us the same stuff we already know. It looks like Maxwell Lord is the president, and the stones that he has that are magic somehow got him to that position, and has the ability to somehow grant everybody their wish. So for Wonder Woman, her wish was seeing Trevor again. No, not me. And we see Kristen Wiig as a cheetah, and her wish is to become the apex predator. Because Wonder Woman's so powerful and beautiful, she wants to be more powerful and beautiful than her. And seeing her as a cheetah for the first time, it looks good. Before I was kind of like, should I get somebody like more athletic or more, I don't know, something different, maybe not so comedic? But it looks like she's pulling it off in this. I wasn't there for casting, so she probably did a really good job in the auditions. And when they showed her as full cheetah, it looked like cheetah. Yes, I know it's CGI and they could have done other stuff, but it looks good. I think I know how they're getting around the invisible jet instead of being like a weird glass thing where you see Wonder Woman kind of floating. I'm gonna guess that it's just that jet and it has stealth technology. So technically they're invisible. It's cool seeing Steve Trevor in this. I do like the joke at the end, parachute pants. Does everybody parachute now? And it looks like we're going to get a little bit more backstory of Wonder Woman when she was a kid. I'm not for sure, but it looks like the same kid they brought back. So I'm really excited to see this. Okay, now for the Suicide Squad. This is sort of a sequel reboot, and it looks good. That looks better than what I thought it was going to look like. I wasn't too much into the first one. I thought parts of it looked like a weird hot mess of graffiti. This one looks more better and coherent. I mean, so far we didn't see like a real trailer, we just saw like a behind the scenes video and a roll call, which looks good. I mean, everybody looks like their character. They managed to do Polka Dot Man, which is a character no one ever thought would be in a movie. I mean, he was a joke in the Lego Batman movie where they were like, Polka Dot Man, Calendar Man, Zebra Man. Okay, come on, you're making guys up, right? And here they do Polka Dot Man, and it looks like a character that belongs here. I'm sure there's going to be some jokes about him, but it looks like it fits into this movie. And Harley Quinn looks like Arkham Asylum Harley Quinn. The Suicide Squad looks gritty. It looks good. It looks like it's going to be an R-rated movie already. What fits the Suicide Squad? James Gunn did say it's going to be like a gritty 70s war movie. So I'm hoping it's going to be like the Dirty Dozen, but with supervillains. Which is what the first one should have been. Okay, the Snyder Cut Justice League panel. That was really great. It told us a little bit more, kind of what we already knew. At this point, all of our questions kind of been answered, and we're just waiting to see the movie, because now if we ask too much, it's going to be knowing too much what the movie is, but we kind of know some things already. So I talked about the fandom of it, and how it grew from a hashtag. And seeing this trailer, wow, this was really good. This is what I wanted in the first place. We finally get to see Darkseid. We get to see how Diana found out about Darkseid. It was a lot more serious than what we got theatrically. And it was enough to make a whole trailer where it was all new stuff. It wasn't like stuff from the theatrical cut that we've already seen that Snyder shot. Maybe tiny bits and pieces were, but all this footage was new to us. It was all the stuff cut out. I'm so glad we get to see Black Suit Superman. That's such an amazing part of the comics. When he comes back and he has a black suit, this is it. This is what we wanted. And I'm glad that they said that you don't necessarily have to have HBO Max just to see this, and that they're working on a distribution. So I'm wondering if after a month or so there's going to be a DVD or Blu-ray, or if they're going to release it theatrically, maybe for one night. I kind of figured they were going to put it on Blu-ray and DVD sometime, just not right away. It seems like for a few months or a year, it's going to be HBO Max exclusive. And I'm going to say this, if I have to get HBO Max just to see it right away, I might do that. Maybe just for a month. Okay, next is Black Adam. We already knew The Rock was going to be Black Adam for a while, and he's been teasing this forever. But now we got more of a backstory. He's going to be more of an anti-hero, and not just a straight-up bad guy, which is good. It kind of hinted that this was going to be more taking place in the past, possibly the 30s or 40s. They mentioned the Justice Society of America, but The Rock named Pacifics. Going to be Dr. Fate, Hawkman, Atom Smasher, and the Cyclone. I wonder if they're going to have a few more, a hint at more. There's still time to get more. They said they're going to start filming in early 2021. I'm sure that's going to be flexible still with COVID-19. And it's great. The panel looked great. It was mainly The Rock answering questions. He's always a good showman. And he's always so nice. Okay, the Aquaman panel, it was mainly reminiscing of the first movie. They did say they're working on the second one. The director did say this is going to be more serious and more horror, and that we're going to see more worlds. So that's going to be cool. They really didn't give very much out. Okay, 2 video games they mentioned. Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, which looks good. You play as a Suicide Squad and you're fighting the Justice League. It's a nice spin to it. I don't really play video games, so I may or may not play this, or even see it. Batman Gotham Knights. This looks really good and interesting. It's supposed to take place right after Batman is possibly killed, and so you're playing as either Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, or Red Hood, and you're trying to keep Gotham safe. And they tease a Court of Owls at the end, which looks really good. Finally, we get a game with a Court of Owls. Again, I don't really play video games, so I might play this, or I might see this, way down the line. Okay, The Flash. The panel about the movie didn't give a whole lot away, kind of the announcement the day before. And I know a lot of people have been asking me, why haven't I talked about Michael Keaton as Batman? It's because it hasn't been official until last Friday. Okay, so the Flash movie is going to be basically a Flashpoint, and all kinds of Batman news came with it. Okay, so the big news about Batman and the Flashpoint movie, or The Flash, is that we're getting 2 Batmans. And this was confirmed last Friday. We're getting Michael Keaton back as the '89 Batman. This will be a continuation after Batman Returns. So it seems like Batman Forever and Batman and Robin are their own universe, but technically connected. And it's so amazing to get Keaton back. And it's really good because we don't have to start over with the new Batman. Too bad we're not getting the normal Flashpoint Batman, which was Thomas Wayne. I'm sure Jeffrey D. Morgan is thinking, oh man, I don't get to be Batman. Who knows, he might have a cameo as Thomas Wayne. And this was confirmed that he signed on this past Friday. So I didn't really want to talk about it until he was signed on, because he was still in negotiations until then. I'm hoping that we get Selena Kyle back. So that means Michelle Pfeiffer coming back as Catwoman. And it's been said in the reports that it'll be sort of an old Batman, and that he'll be teaching Batgirl next, and that Batgirl will replace the main universe Batman. And some of y'all are thinking, isn't Robert Pattinson Batman? I'll get to that soon, but I'll talk about this part right now. The Robert Pattinson Batmans are going to be their own thing. They're not going to be connected. And that's going to be slightly confusing to some viewers, because basically the Flashpoint movie is going to be saying that everything's connected, or that every universe is pretty much out there. This is bringing in DC's multiverse, or what DC calls their Earth 9 or Earth 1 or Earth Prime. And even during the Flash panel, they said that all of DC exists in its different universes. So that'd be cool to see, like, any of these different movies and stuff pop up every now and then in some kind of a universe crossover. I would love to see Linda Carter pop up as like an older Wonder Woman. Maybe Chris O'Donnell show up as a Robin that took over Batman's spot. But it looks like in this movie we're just going to get two Batmans. And the other Batman that signed on this past Friday is Ben Affleck. The Batfleck is back, which is great. And it looks like between this and the Snyder Cut Justice League, HBO Max is looking at a Ben Affleck Batman series. Now, they're going to be looking at both, seeing if there's enough audience wanting this to happen. So in order for that to happen, we have to actually spend money on the Justice League Snyder Cut. So please, no bootlegging. I know there's going to be some people out there bootlegging and they're probably laughing right now. But please, the more money we spend on this, the more chances of a Batman series we get. From what they're saying is that this will be the farewell to Ben Affleck's Batman. But if they do the HBO Batman series, it'll take place before the Flashpoint movie, which would be cool. We could see the DCEU's universe of Batman, of what it could have been, but as a series. And I'm sure they would do like 8 episodes or maybe a solid 10 with a whole story and not just like, oh, what's Batman doing this week? Oh, we're adding 8 more episodes to the season. So I'm sure it would be like a solid story. So it's so amazing to live in this time that we get to see so many Batmans. And I'm a huge Batman fan, so I'm just like, yeah! I always wanted that third Michael Keaton Batman movie, and it didn't happen. And he's said at one point that the script for Batman Forever sucked. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the last thing, and probably the biggest thing to happen at this, and they had it as their closer, is The Batman. We finally got a trailer, and Matt Reeves was talking about the movie the entire panel, and they made it very clear they've only filmed about 25% of the movie. So they really didn't get into it before having to shut down because of the pandemic. Now, they are going to go back to filming, I believe, in October. Matt Reeves said that this is going to take place in Batman's second year of being Batman, and that he's still rough around the edges, he's still evolving, he's still becoming the Batman that we all know and love, and how he's seeing that he's changing everything. He's investigating these murders, and that some of these villains are not the villains that they are that we know, but they're becoming them. Like Selena Kyle isn't full-on Catwoman yet. Oswald Cobblepot isn't really the Penguin, which is why Colin Farrell is playing the Penguin. And he said that Chinatown is a big inspiration for this movie, which that was a real gritty crime drama. And I'm excited that this is going to be Detective Batman. And we've always gotten, like, they kind of hinted at a detective thing, and then it's back to being just full-on fighting Batman. This is going to be more detective. And I hope they stick to that. And from the looks of the trailer, it looks like it's going to be more a detective story. It looks pretty gritty, too. And they said that the Riddler's going to be in this, and right away, I'm pretty sure the Riddler is the killer in this movie. But I'm not 100%. It could be somebody else. So the main story of this is Batman is investigating a bunch of murders. And it's kind of taking place with these high-class society-type people. And Batman questions how much he's affecting everything. Just by sort of starting in Gotham. How much he's changed stuff. And to me, this looks like an R-rated movie already. Or it could be a hard PG-13. I can tell they got a lot of inspiration from different Batman stuff. Like, I can see hints of Long Halloween. Especially when you see Catwoman. Like, you can compare that costume definitely to Long Halloween Catwoman, where she kind of has, like, more of a round mask with kind of huge ears to the sides. You can definitely tell this took a lot of inspiration from the Dark Victory comics. We still don't know if the bat on his chest is part of the gun that killed his parents, or it could be a tool. Again, they've only filmed like 25%, so they might not have filmed something to explain that, or they might, it could be just part of the costume and we're over-speculating. And this Batman looks really good. Robert Pattinson is Batman. I've gone from, I kind of don't know, I'm willing to see how this turns out, to, yeah, he's looking like Batman, okay, he's Batman, to definitely now he's Batman. The Batmobile they showed in action, and that looks great. I know some people are a little worried that it looks like a sports car, but once we see it in action, it looked even better. I thought it looked cool before. I showed a picture to my kids and they liked it. So, yeah, I've always thought this was definitely the Batmobile. As of right now, if there was going to be one movie that I saw in 2021, this would be it. So I definitely can't wait to see what they do next with it. Okay, so that's everything that I'm covering for the DC Fandome. There was a lot of other stuff. There was panels about the comics, panels about fandom. I wasn't able to watch all of it, but it looked pretty good. I gotta say, this time DC really took it. They really brought it home today. I'm sure Marvel is going to copy them pretty soon, or, D23 is going to copy them. If you can't tell, the Batman was my favorite today. Also, the Snyder Cut. Which was your favorite trailer? Which was your favorite moment of DC Fandome? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching my video.